In this lesson, we'll be discussing solutions to slope-intercept form. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to find the solutions to an equation and determine the slope and y-intercept from a table and a graph. So in slope-intercept form, it's y equals mx plus b. The y is the dependent variable, which is typically the quantity, and it is the second letter in the ordered pair. The m is our slope or unit rate or rate of change. The x is the independent variable, which is typically time, and the first number in our ordered pair. And the b is the y-intercept. So this is when x equals 0. If you're in a word problem, it's the initial value or startup cost or beginning amount. A coefficient is the number in front of the variable, and when we multiply the number times the letter. So in an equation, that number in front of the x is our rate of change. When we take a number times a variable, we never put this dot in between. We never put a multiplication symbol in between, and we don't even put the parentheses around it. If we want to indicate it's 3 times x, we just write 3x. So a solution to an equation is an ordered pair that makes the equation true, and it's the point that lies on the graph of the line. So for example, this point here of 0, 45, and here's my equation, d equals 45 plus t. So the d, the y, is 45, so if I plug that in, it would say 45 equals 45 plus 0, and so 45 does equal 45. So for example, make a table of the values and graph the solutions of the equation. So my equation is y equals 1/5 x plus 3. So these are my x values here from the table, and I'm going to take each one and I'm going to plug it in for x. So if I put in negative 10 down here, so I'll do 1/5 times negative 10 plus 3. 1/5 times negative 10 is negative 2. So negative 2 plus 3 is equal to 1. So I put that 1 here, and I put it over in the graph. The second one, I'm going to plug in negative 5 for x. So 1/5 times negative 5 is negative 1 plus 3. So that's 2, and I graph it over here. Plugging in 0 for x, 1/5 times 0 plus 3 is 0 plus 3. So it's 3. 1/5 times 5 plus 3, that's 1 plus 3, which is 4. And 1/5 times 10 plus 3 means y is 5. So I can graph that with a line with the arrows at the ends. The laundry costs $10 to wash your clothes plus $1 per pound. Make a table and graph the situation. So even if you walked into the laundry and said you wanted to wash your clothes, but you had 0 pounds, it would cost you still $10. Because 0, we plug in 0 for x, so 1 times 0 is 0 plus 10 is 10. If I plug in 2 for x, 1 times 2 is 2 plus 10 is 12. So again, we're putting it in the table and we're graphing it. 1 times 4 is 4 plus 10, so 14. 1 times 6 plus 10 is 16. And 1 times 8 plus 10 is 18. Again, we have a straight line, arrows at the ends. What does the y-intercept represent? Well, that's the cost at 0 pounds. That's if you don't even give them anything, but you walk in and you say you want your laundry done. What does the slope represent? That's the cost per pound. So that's an additional $1 for each pound. So what is the slope? If I'm looking at this, y equals 3x plus 1. 3 is the slope, 1 is the intercept. In this one, 2x plus 5, 2 is the slope, 5 is the intercept. See if we can get another one. So in this one, negative 1/3 is our slope, and 6 is our intercept. In this one, positive 1/2 is our slope, and negative 8 is our intercept. So what is a coefficient? It's the number in front of the variable, and it means multiply. Which axis is the dependent variable? That's the y-axis.